いします。 Shomen-uchi. So, gute Geist. Sollen wir mal das Bein okay, dann wird sich noch ein bisschen bewegen. Positiv. Ach, braucht man so. Ich würde jetzt mal auf den Rücken gehen. Kannst du das eine Knie annehmen? Richtung andere Seite ablegen. Bis wohin kannst du gehen, bevor das schmerzhaft wird? Also es ist nicht die Rotation. Ist das hier halt schon Sakrallinie oder höher? Das geht höher. Okay, just check. That's for the YouTube viewers. So I'd like to work a little bit through the form tonight. So from Shomen-uchi, different forms. Now for the kotegaeshi, what I showed was the one of the first beginnings, what we usually use. You're familiar with this practice for ikkyo. So you're just in close distance for very quick strike attempt of Shomen-uchi. And the only thing what we do is to reach out to the connection point from outside of the elbow. That was all. There was no step work involved in this particular movement. So it's coming here. But then I decide to apply one of the next understandings for Shomen-uchi. I adjust to her movement by the same direction. What means I take her away from her stance by following her attack direction. So you remember with Endo Sensei's practices, we used to make this kind of connection with a forehand or with a front arm from the outside, or we could also make this kind of connection with the hand inside palm from the backside. Now it's a combination, of course, and it's not so much step work, but adjusting her, let's say, coming in by keeping the distance. It's not, actually it will shrink a little bit because I don't make a huge step, but it's not that I go towards you. More time. Of course, if you feel you've got the time, let's say, without being super busy to step in, you're entitled to do that, but it actually adds up in, by the two colliding speeds. Difficult to explain. Of course, the timing will be shorter if I come forward. So it's very difficult to find a nice way to take over the attack and adjust to it. But if I reach out and follow her direction, it's much more soft. Now, of course, I want you, after that, by this activity or by this first encounter, I effect something like the kuzushi, so the breaking the balance or off-balancing the partner. But then please apply kotegaeshi understanding. So your hands come to the place or to the point where you can grasp the correct form of kotegaeshi. What would be then, in this case, this hand here and the other one on top. It's not that I use that kind of grasp to break your wrist and by that your balance, because you already lost your balance. But continue by proper form until there. So in this case, it's the same position like when we do kotegaeshi to ourselves in the warming up. So my fingers grab the thumb side and my thumb goes over the pinky base. One more time. Okay. I don't ask you to do the pinning, but at least the positioning for the turnaround. Okay? A little bit more kotegaeshi also. Okay. Of course, I want to show like this diagonal. You know this kind of preparation. How much effort I need in my arms or hands to break the balance or take the balance of Alphonse? If I... Pardon? No effort in my arms. But where do I need to take effort? In the knees and in my center. Okay, actually here we are very light. Do you remember that? Of course now the difficulty is if we talk about form-based training, kata no keko, or call it technique training, maybe you go back to the idea of the usual way, to just put your body in the right position and perform this form. Now, but it would be nice to apply the same understanding, because if I put myself in a position where, turn a little bit more, where I have this kind of distance, and then use my shoulders and arms, of course it will not work. So because I'm just affecting something by form to your hand. Now, beside that, Alphonse has a second hand free, and he's still full in balance. I also am just dropping the idea of relax, takes distance to the right point, and apply the kuzushi, as you know. So the basic routine, what we always start with, or very often start with, even if we start to do kata, this can stay the same. So there's no necessity to bring in your shoulders and, come close instead of the opposite, loosen your arms and find the right spot of distance. Now, of course, the timing is different because there is a sudden movement, but I need to adjust and find my movements without, putting more tension or strength to the arms. Even though we apply kata, the same feeling occurs. My arms can be very soft, and you probably will feel something very gentle, what makes you move instead of some force, what brings you down. So check how you use your body. And don't give up these nice ideas of soft connection. Okay? Again, change partner. Okay, in dieser Situation, wenn du hier bist und dein Körper hier hältst, es entspricht nicht dem Bild, was du vorbereitet hast. Oder heute haben wir es nicht explizit vorbereitet, aber was du kennst. Während hier geht das eher. Ne? Der Oberkörper ist relativ aufrecht, die Arme sind frei und entspannt, aber das Zentrum hat sich tiefer gelagert, die Beine sind frei zur Bewegung und er kommt aus dem Gleichgewicht. Das hat sowohl mit der Richtung als auch mit dem Abstand zu tun. Einmal. Okay. Ichimasu. Okay. Hi. Probiert. weiter noch. Dankeschön. Okay. Iriminage dozo. Hier gibt es ziemlich viel Platz auf dieser Seite des Stuhls.
Wir sind alle kamerascheu.
Keiner will sich präsentieren. Ich stehe schon. Okay, check this. All right. So, again, same topic. Of course, that's always. Maybe it's the predicament with setting the class in the beginning as a technic training class. Of course, we do kata, kotegaishin, iriminaga. But I also want you to use or apply your understanding of how to use your body, for instance, in this case. Now, my solution for this was like, I reach out to the same point, but I let the elbow hand, what comes from outside, go through to the neck. Because Lewis is attacking quite speedy. It's maybe difficult to catch, but this hand comes here. Now, to which direction do my hands fall if I let them fall? Okay, just step away. I keep my hands at this position. Just step away completely. Out of the camera angle. Sorry. Of course, everybody said they fall here. According to his stance, which direction is it? Cross to his feet position. Now, of course, if my hands drop, what initial movement makes them drop even more downwards? Knees and center. Okay, so same understanding like we already prepared. No, come around. In this, just take away suddenly your arms. My hands drop. Now, of course, my center and my knees are activated, so my arms have already some more different weight and different, let's say, alignment. In this preparation, we are standing on line, like this, parallel, and towards the direction of your front and your back. You don't have as much as support as like sideways. Now, in this, of course, it's not bringing Lewis there, it's taking Lewis away from his line of stable stance. But the quality of it can be as such as described before, even though maybe a little bit more, let's say, I'm not saying heavy, more strong one. If I would like to move you this way, of course, it's easy for you to keep stance. But if I take him away from his stable line, it's very easy. And you feel I don't use like something like pulling. So reach out to this point, but check the direction where to go with your leading the partner. Because otherwise, if I follow the purely or the relative simple understanding of directions like towards the line of standing, I will probably do this. And especially if I use my arms like so, I cannot move him. But if I fall down to the directions where he is unstable, of course it works. Okay? One more time. Die hintere Führhand kommt schon durch bis zum Nacken oder Wirbelsäule. Die bleibt nicht hier vorne. Dafür komme ich nach vorne. Du hast es nicht gesehen, weil du Uke warst gerade beim Vorführen. Aber Ich nehme die gleiche Position, nicht die und die getrennt. Und dann kommt die weiter durch. Mal abgesehen davon, dass man auch alternativ zum Beispiel diese vordere Hand vor dem Partner führen kann, für Sukumen Irumina Kokyo, sind beide Hände schon voll aktiviert. Nicht nur die eine und die andere im Nachgang platzieren. Ja. Okay, I show again. So it's actually funny, Peter, because you are already practicing what we want to build up. Several times already it happened to you. Mariana, onegaishimasu. So I showed in the very first beginning that I take both hands simultaneously to this point of connection. I don't take one and then a second hand to somewhere else. Just as if we would apply the understanding for this connection for Ikkyo, for instance, we did apply this to Kotegaishi or Iriminage. Right away, both hands are coming towards the meeting point on the elbow, right? Now, from where do you activate your arms? Yeah, exactly, from the whole body behind. It's not my arms like this, and I have to lift them from my shoulders. It's like, like bringing in all the body, because that's what you do too. So if you attack, you bring in your arm by all your body, not only hand or arm to attack. If you do that, all your body is like in motion already, even if you don't step. But everything is, so to say, activated, there, present. Now, as I said, you already did. In this case, I slide with my second hand towards this place. Now we take the other side. One more time. The first hand slides there to come to Kaitenagem. Okay? Shomen Uchi Kaitenage. Ja, da ist Kontakt, aber es ist nicht fixiert hier rollen, sondern bleibt weiterhin frei. Okay, good. Peter. Peter. So now another one. Same beginning, but the outside arm crosses to the front. So we had outside for Kotegaeshi with taking distance. We had outside for Iriminage to go in. Now we had the opposite turn to apply a Kaitenage entrance. Now we come again back to Iriminage, but instead of coming to his neck, go to the chest. Prepare for the initial movement, and you come in. Okay? Kokyu. Okay, versuch das mal in einem. So, mit der Initialzündung von dem Annehmen deines Angriffs kommst du schon zu dieser Position. Man muss aufpassen um das Gesicht oder das Kinn des Partners, ne? Aber es sind nicht zwei Ansätze. Bleib hier. Wer greift an? Du sollst doch mal machen. Ich glaube, Louis greift an.
Zu weit.
Ja. Okay, ich wollte jetzt folgenden Vorschlag machen, weil ich habe das als eine direkte Bewegung mit der initialen Kontaktnahme gezeigt. Das heißt, es ist nicht 1 und 2, sondern direkt. Du musst sozusagen mit der zweiten Hand, die ja eigentlich zum Ellbogen kommt, auch diesen Weg weitergehen, diese Lücke nach vorne vor die Brust suchen. Nee, gar nicht. Weil ich lasse sozusagen deine Knie, weil du noch nach vorne unterwegs bist, weiterkommen, aber dein Oberkörper kommt nicht mehr weiter, weil mein Arm da schon im Weg ist. Deswegen entsteht dieses Kusushi tatsächlich mit dem Anfangsmoment. Okay? Das ist sehr direkt und man muss aufpassen, das habe ich gerade schon eben gesagt, dass man nicht mit dem Ellbogen oder mit den Fingern Richtung Kinn, Nase, Augen stößt.
Aber das ist ja nicht die zeitliche.
Beide Hände nach unten nehmen und ich beidhändig angreife. Vor ihrem Gesicht. Das war das, was hier. Ne?
Das ist ein sehr direkter, knapper Eingang, ne? Aber eine Möglichkeit. Ja, gleicher Punkt wie bei dem drüben. Ich habe diese Form jetzt so gezeigt. Das heißt, mit der Kontaktnahme habe ich schon die Position von dem Arm, der bei Kokyu-ho oder Sukumen Iriminage vor die Brust kommt, erreicht. Ich mache also nicht ein zweigeteiltes Moment, Aufnahme und dann rein, sondern direkt rein. Natürlich vorsichtig, aber direkt. Ja, das heißt, du kommst im Prinzip an, gerade in den Schlag, und schon wirkt das Edemi. Ja, probiert nochmal. Jetzt darfst du noch schärfer vorgehen. Vorsicht, schlechte Seite. Okay. Ja, das ist. Denk mal drüber nach. Hi, okay. Okay. Bika, onegaishimasu. Bika, onegaishimasu. Now, same, but inside. Okay? No? Slow motion. Slow motion. Onegaishimasu. Slow motion. I just showed the difference. Before, we have been always on the back side, outside of the partner. And we were crossing this line to his chest. Now, you're going to the inside. And the front arm directs the attack kind of away or out. But basically, it's deciding to put the backside in immediately. One more side from here. Again, one more time. So the front is kind of reaching out to elevate or stop the elbow. It's not really stop, because in this moment to reach out, I'm already stepping forward in. Okay. Depends on how deep you step in or how intense the uke comes towards you. It almost is a change of position from both sides. So now I came behind. And of course, as you know, by his hanmi, setup of his feet, there's a direction where it's really strong and safe and stable, and cross to this, not at all. And you have to find this line to place yourself to enter to this direction, what is weak or unstable. All right? I take new partner.
Ich persönlich mache auch den Schritt weg und denke, während er steht. Was ist der Fehler, da
Schrittchen für Schrittchen. Oh, okay, wir fangen langsam an.
Das ist ja viel heftiger, auf die Innenseite zu gehen.
Wir fangen langsam an und dann gehen wir Schritt für
Das
Schritt.
war jetzt kein grundsätzliches,
Nein, das ist kein
sondern
grundsätzliches,
didaktisches Konzept.
Und entscheidend ist zu sagen, okay, wie findet man das Timing? Ja. Und das Timing am Anfang ist, okay, ich muss mich anpassen können.
Ja.
Das war die erste Didaktik. Das zweite Timing ist, wenn ich mich anpassen kann, kann ich auch den Platz der Hände, den Kontaktplatz wechseln. hin zu überkreuzen, hin zur Innenseite zu gehen, was sehr progressiv ist, sehr direkt. So. Aber entscheidend ist, dass die Bereitschaft, mit dem ganzen Körper sozusagen sich richtig zu stellen, so als erstes nötig ist. Nicht die Formvorstellung, weil möglicherweise trifft man das Timing sonst nie, ist immer zu spät und kriegt nicht den Pass. Das war so, mehr so ein Schrittchen für Schrittchen. Ja, okay. Andersrum die Hände. Mal. Ah, ja. Okay. Okay. One more hint. One more hint. Check this, please. Come over. Little story is okay? Just a little story. Maybe for the YouTubers who also follow Kuribayashi Sensei. I remember the first time he came to Hungary 15 years ago or something like that. There was a seminar and I could give a lot of ukemi. And this is the technique where I felt like actually he became invisible. He disappeared in front of me and suddenly appeared again in front of me. Because, yes, first, there's a clear distance for Shomenuchi, and you expect me as the target to be here, just in the moment when the attack arrived, I'm here. But the point is, when the attack arrived, I'm actually already inside. So we had spoken about that earlier. So didactical, we started with kind of a movement what adjusted to the movement of the partner, then adjusted but replaced the hands. And now we're actually starting by the initial movement of uke, we are already, let's say, using step work to enter the spot where we can apply this technique immediately. So don't hesitate, but be ready. It's kind of like a stepping technology to make a sudden move forward. Sorry, I cannot do this on this side. It should be not good for my Achilles so far. But on this side, you actually push yourself forward by stepping backwards and by that forward. So, because if I just want to step, especially if I'm on a high or long legs, it's very difficult to come forward quickly. But if you drop your center and then push forward, it's very, very fast. It's possible to do that fast. It's like almost like a sprint start, where you go down to create more tension to the lower legs and then release this kind of tension in speed to move quickly forward. Now in this case, you can use that. It doesn't look so much, but it's immediate. And I relate that to your action. So even if you try to go fast, I go as soon as I see there's the attack. Now, arm positioning or arms come after. It's not starting by arms. That would actually prevent a quick movement. So it's like moving forward. If you do that precisely, you don't even need to protect yourself by the first hand. It's even possible to just go in. So it's almost like checking uke with a shoulder attack, a shoulder push. One more time from this side. Prepare and step. And this kind of step work is like intense and quick, but not necessarily powerful. Okay? Try again. Halt warm vor allem, ne? Echt auf dem Fahrrad. Hi, スワロワザツァギ呼吸法どうぞ。はい、終わります。ありがとうございました。